to anybody who is here. We are the Minnesota Spirit Hunters, and we're here to just communicate.
Hello. We have, your name's Moon, right?
Yes, that's right. Moon Wolfman Waters.
Perfect. From the Frailey Fear YouTube channel.
That's right.
So we're happy that you could make it today. We had you scheduled once before and everybody was really excited. So we're super excited you were able to make it this time. Let's see, I have a whole list of questions, but would you like to do any type of introduction or tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, my name's Moon, and yeah, it's a weird thing. My parents were hippies, so they named me Moon, and I just kind of got the Wolfman thrown in there, here recently growing up. So I do a lot of weird stories with friends. Like they'll come hang out, and we'll have campfire stories and do stuff, and somehow I always end up talking about Dogman, and I'm obsessed with the Wolfman and like documentaries. Like just watched American Werewolf. By the Monster Team. The Mini Monster Team is really wonderful. But yeah, like I created Frailey Fear. It's kind of a fun thing over on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go check it out. It's more about esoteric healing and being a better person and being strong and pursuing through your fears and conquering your daily life through the negativity that surrounds you, or just that energy you have, and promoting health and wellness. And Frailey is a character who's very scary looking, but he embodies that, and he helps you get through tough times sometimes. Even though he's a scary character, he's promoting positivity himself. So if you're a scary character that looks like he would really scare the crap out of you, can do it, then anybody can do it.
Well, makes sense. So we talked a little bit backstage about the different things that your channel has right now. When I first started watching your channel, there was only a couple videos on there. You said in October it started having extras added.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing was, I wanted to introduce everybody to Frailey because it's mainly him. He's the overseer of pretty much the whole channel. Like he created all the characters you're seeing. So in essence, the characters you're seeing now that are popping up, like the animated characters, they're all little tiny pieces of Frailey. His positivity, the way he feels about things, that sometimes he can't tell you himself or be there to speak about it himself. And so he has these characters who are there to show up, and he kind of uses them to insulate all those feelings and emotions throughout different shows. So
yeah. So can you give an idea of what jump started the whole channel itself?
It was literally during well, it's been 3 years ago when we started working on it. And hello everybody. I see everybody saying hello. I get caught up in talking sometimes. I'm a motor mouth. Hey Marcus, hey Rachel or Rochelle, and hey everybody. Mike Bandy. But yeah, it was like 3 years ago, and it was during COVID, like right when COVID started, and I'd gotten really sick. Like I thought I was gonna die. It was pretty bad. And it was just one of those things where I got COVID like a few times. I got it like 2 or 3 times after the first time. And it was to the point where like my health was so bad. I was like, man, what am I gonna leave? That's like a lasting image of who I am and what's to go on. And I just felt like I hadn't done anything, because just giving you a little bit of background about myself, like I haven't always been like a content creator or some. I've had a really good imagination, but like I was a head chef in Chicago for a long time. I made a lot of money there, lived a lot of weird situations, had some cool friends, had a lot of craziness. So I've lived a pretty full life. And I felt like I hadn't left my mark on anything. I haven't done anything to help change what I've always wanted to help people and like change people's feelings and see that the world can be a really awesome place, even though there is like a multitude of negativity everywhere. Like, there is good in people, and it's still here. It's just hard to find it, in today's modern era. But yeah, it was just that was what spawned it, and it just kind of like was like a snowball things. I talked to my friends about it. I started writing stories about it. I reached out to some famous friends who have YouTubers. I don't know if you watch Game Grumps or not, but Aaron Hansen and Daniel Avidan. Daniel has a band called Ninja Sex Party, and he's also the co-host on Game Grumps. And they were my friends, and I've been wanting to do YouTube for a long time. And then after I got sick, I kind of just talked to them. They're like, dude, just do this Frailey Fear thing. You're hilarious. You're funny. We love you to death. And like, they actually offered to like help me push their stuff. They have like 5 million followers. And I was like, no, I want to do this on my own. So I'm letting it grow naturally and just meet cool people like you guys, because, if I just had them shove me out in whatever the hell's going on out there in California land, then I would be lost. I want to do it like on my own. But it's meant to help people. Like, that was a weird time in my life. It was really like a struggle to like look at myself and be like healthy and try to, I drank for a long time, for like 20 years, and then I had recently quit for 3 years. I'm almost sober now, and that was a lot of it too. A lot of my friends had passed away. A lot of my friends had moved away and had their own lives, so I was kind of like isolated after this whole COVID thing and everything was going on. I wasn't talking to anybody, so I watched a lot of Goosebumps, and I watched a lot of Willy Wonka, and then like some weird different kind of things, and it inspired me, and then it kind of just went from there, and here we are.
Very cool.
I'm with you, because I used to watch Goosebumps every freaking weekend.
Yeah, man. I used to, when I was younger in school, we had this thing called the book fair, and it was like Scholastic IQ's book fair, and they had these little coupons for Pizza Hut. I hated reading, but I wanted to go to Pizza Hut, so I would have my mom buy me all the Goosebumps books.
You're speaking his language.
Yeah, the little mini personal pan pizzas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would have
thing.
my mom buy me all of those just so I could go get the pizza, and then I wouldn't even read the books; they just were stacked up. And then because I just wanted to go to Pizza Hut and play the Ninja Turtles arcade machine, like this one, and play the first one. And just go there and play and eat pizza in my free time. My mom's like, "Are you reading your books, Mikey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I promise." I wasn't reading shit. I wasn't reading. But then, like, I got sick one day, and it's really weird that like all these stories of me getting sick, you find weird things to do, or inspirations, I guess, in your free time. But yeah, I just sat down, and I think the very first ever book I read from Goosebumps was "Say Cheese and Die." And I was like, holy crap, this is really cool. This is spooky. And
the camera takes your picture, and then you die afterwards, pretty much.
Yeah, Buddy took a picture of his brother and killed him. He's the first one he killed.
Yep.
Yeah, they were at like a family picnic. Is insane. And I think the next one I got was like the Werewolf of Fever Swamp, which was really good. And then there was another one with like a dude with a giant axe. But Goosebumps, yeah, has always been a main influence in my life for me wanting to do like music, because I did music for a while, or just like I grew up on Tales from the Crypt, and then like
the one skeleton dude, right?
Yep. Yeah, the Crypt Keeper. And then I can't remember the name of the show, but it used to be on at midnights on the weekends, and it bothers me. Crap. But it's a really cool show that's like kind of like the Twilight Zone, but it was like more modern. I can't remember what it was, but it was a really cool show too.
Awesome. Yeah, that's all the same stuff we watched as kids.
Outer Limits, The Outer Limits. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Memory like a ketchup bottle.
Oh, I remember, staying up late, with my friends on the weekend. I think it Saturday night they used to air.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember sitting there with buddies, sitting just waiting for the new one to come on, almost every weekend.
Yeah, they were always really good. And then I got a little bit older and I found the X-Files, and I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna be a FBI detective.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become Scully.
So I was wondering, how big of a team
Mulder,
do you
whichever
need?
one's the dude. I don't want to be a girl. I don't want to get confused on that.
Mulder was the
think
guy.
Scully was
Scully
the
was
Okay,
the
yeah, I
girl,
don't want to
yeah.
be Scully. I don't want to be a redheaded mermaid lady. I want to be the guy that finds monsters. Okay, don't get it confused, everybody at home.
The Men in Black version of X-Files.
Right? Yeah.
So how big of a team does it take behind the scenes?
Holy cow, 20 people right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it's like animation, storyboarding, like building the thumbnails, building the character arcs for future things that all has to connect.
Voices, and
So, yeah, the voiceovers. There's so many bloopers that we have put together that we're gonna end once somebody figures out who Frailey Fear is, why he's here, what's going on, all that stuff. And everybody's gonna laugh, man, because there's nothing like watching animated characters curse and laugh and have human isms. Well, yeah, like 20 people, and like it's all split. Like for a while when I first started, I was doing everything. So it was like 20 hours a day. And now I'm doing all of this by myself, storyboarding, thumbnails, writing, all this other crazy stuff. And it's just like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. It was killing me. It was like I was up with a group of people just trying to write and talk to friends to stay awake. Just literally like morose looking fella, and the fiance I have now, God bless her, she just popped in the chat, Wendy. I'm working on things, and like it's 4 a.m. and she'd come in and be like, "You haven't eaten all day. Put this sandwich inside your body."
Sometimes you need that push when you're so focused.
Yeah, burning the midnight oil. And I'm that type of person. It's like once I get on something, I'm so passionate about it and I want it to succeed so much. And I'm so like even when people message me, like a lot here lately, there's been people with our positivity reaching out and helping people. We've had people say, "Hey, thank you. You helped us stop drinking. Hey, you saved my life. I was going to commit suicide. I didn't. Please talk to me as much as you can." And we've had helped people with other things that were like, "Dude, like you helped me through relationships. You're funny. Yeah, I've been depressed. I watched Friends of Fear and Lazarus and Chavez make me laugh. It's wonderful what you're doing." And that just, it was like gasoline for the fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, especially when the whole thing is meant to be positive and help people, and then you get firsthand words from people that it's helping. That's awesome.
So
that's kind of why we joined, the paranormal team, is because, we wanted to go on investigations, but the big thing is we wanted to be able to help people as well.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Whatever's weird and spooky that's happening in their life, maybe you guys can solve it for them.
Yep. That's kind of what the hopes are.
Yeah.
Our start was there was a child spirit and we needed help to figure out how to cross them over, and so that's how we ended up on the team that we're on now and kept going.
Wow.
So it's been pretty cool. Speaking of the funnies, I was like, so of course before the show I was jumping on, I'm like, I gotta watch a couple of these things, refresh my memory. Because I've watched all the regular ones, like the originals.
Yeah.
But now that you got that extra stuff on there, so I was trying to like watch them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so what the heck is Wookiee Cheez-Its?
I don't know. It's the voice actor does Chavez. Like they were doing the voices and he just got back from Mexico. And so for everybody out there in YouTube land or StreamYard land, I have a show that's called Friends of Fear, and it's an undead owl. It looks like he's friends with Willy Wonka, has a top hat and everything. He's a magician. He knows how to do magic. And then there's Chavez, the undead Pepsi drinking skeleton. They're both comedians. They're both meant to make you laugh. And they play video games. And they do commentary over scary games. Like the first game we played is Silent Hill. And the first episode is what she's referring to. That's the name of the episode. I got a case of the Wookiee Cheez-Its. And Chavez said that he went to Mexico and he was laughing so hard it made him sound like Chewbacca, and he just couldn't stop. So he was cheesing, and it's like Cheez-Its. And
Gotcha.
That's where he got it from. But the voice actor said it in the very first opening of Silent Hill. He's like, I got a case of the Wookiee Cheez-Its, and Lazarus voice actor for Lazarus, as a real reaction, he just started dying laughing and was like, what the is the case of the Wookiee cheeses? What is the Wookiee cheeses? So it kind of went from there, and I couldn't tell you what the Wookiee cheeses is. The Wookiee cheeses from Chavez is laughing so hard you sound like Chewbacca. With glee, just, or whatever the fuck. Yeah. So, and just enjoying yourself, I guess, having a good time so much that you make weird Star Wars noises, I guess.
That's perfect. So I was also wondering, let's see. Oh, the future. So what's the future going to look like for Frailey Fear? What's your goal?
We have people talking to us about TV shows.
That would be cool.
We have people talking to us. Well, see, the thing is, you haven't seen, like, the main thing is there's a show, it dropped today. There was hints of it. There's a main show that's eventually going to be there where you interact with Frailey Fear, and it's kind of like a TV show, but it's more like you said Bray Wyatt and the Fiend, right? It's like the Funhouse, but with Frailey Fear and a Willy Wonka character that's kind of darker, and he's teaching you lessons. So it's like Mr. Rogers, the Fiend, and Willy Wonka all rolled into one.
Yeah,
that's the best way I could describe it. And it's called Pure Imagination, and that's what it's leading to. So
that's cool.
That's in the future, and then hopefully, I don't know, get some stuff syndicated, help some people through some tough times, continue to grow, get 10,000 subscribers, because it's only been like 7 months and we're almost at 2,000 subscribers. And we have videos that have like 500 likes almost, and like 500 comments, and it's been like overwhelmingly positive stuff and really cool that people reach out and love our work. And the initial 3 Frailey Fear stories is the most ones that are like interacted with. Those are the ones that have all the likes and like the comments and stuff, and like people are just so interested in his macabre character, and like he's so mysterious. And it was really cool when I first started doing it, because everybody from back home was like, are you okay? Is everything fine? I'm like, yeah, I'm here to help people. I swear to God, I'm good. And they're like, this is scary. So it's like one of those things where your friends check in on you and they're like, you're doing some stuff that you're not normally doing, because I'm like a sports guy. I watch the Bears, I watch Bulls, I watch Blackhawks hockey, I watch wrestling. Like, I love WWE. Oh, I can't believe it just come out of my mouth. I love AEW. WWE.
That's where I'm at too.
No, WWE is cool. They just need to get their stuff together. They got Triple H back now. So I actually I recorded, this is the first time in a long time I recorded an episode of WWE Raw, because the Fiend, Bray Wyatt signed with WWE again, and he's back. So I'm going to go check that out. But I
was hearing that Triple H was taking over the company because Mr. McMahon's retiring, actually.
Oh, he got his fingers caught in the cookie jar. You didn't hear about all that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, well that's why.
Yeah.
That's why. But as far as the future, to answer your question, I hope I meet more cool friends. Like, fuck, I broke my phone. I talk with my hands. I hope I meet more cool friends like you guys. Frailey gets out there a lot more, and I start helping more people. And I feel like people see the good in him and also see the spooky side of him and be like, you know what? This is kind of Tim Burtonish and mixed together, and he's actually helping people, but he's really like a groovy, scary cat. That was so lame.
No, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so lame.
No, I watched the very first episode.
Mm.
I was showing everybody that because that was really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I showed you. Mm-hmm. Even my daughter, she's 14. She's like, "That's really creepy. I like it."
Yeah. It's just like it's like a unicorn, but a dark, scary unicorn. You know what I mean? Yep. It's like magical, mystic energy that's like weird, but it's like it's attracting. You're like, oh, what is that? But wait, hey, hold on. You're fucking weird, but I want to touch you still. That's the best way I could explain it, and I kind of created it that way, so it's like I can meet cool people, because you know what, some of the people that are stuff that we're into, the dark side, everybody has this perception that it's like, if you're into ghost hunting, if you like all the stuff we mentioned earlier, all those shows, or if you just like Elvira or just certain things, if like if you're on that side of the fence, you're a dark, brooding person. That's not the case, man. There's some really cool people that are like trying to help change the world that are dark people. Internet, stop with your opinions. Sorry.
So a great person for you to talk to would be Matt Barron.
Yeah.
He runs the P3 program I was telling you about. That's all about positivity. You'd probably enjoy going onto his show and talking to them. I think you're going to get scheduled for Paracrew podcast is already scheduled.
Say that 3 times fast.
I can't. I can barely say it once. I'm not sure who this is, but
hey, Mike Bandy.
All right, and then cosplay.
Mm.
So you're going to be going to Comic-Cons and stuff?
I'm not. I mean, I might. There was a thing here in Illinois that was like Superman Fest, and hadn't really prepared for everything. My friends run the Superman Museum in Metropolis, Illinois, and they wanted me to come and do something. There was like a bunch of people there that was like important people, and of course they tried to put me in that like niche with those important people, and I was like, I'm just a YouTuber. And, I started freaking out, anxiety kicking in, and I was like, I wasn't prepared. I'm one of those people that I have to over prepare, so I have a backup plan in case the original plan blows up, because the original plan always fucking blows up. And it was kind of last second they asked me, so I kind of backed out of that, and like now we got all this rolling. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. We got someone who's gonna be Frailey, and the costume needs to be fixed. I'll just say this: we got a lot to do before it happens, but that is the goal.
Awesome. Oh, I wrote that question twice. Oh, what's been the most challenging thing you've faced so far while creating all of this?
People's opinions. I hate people.
That just came right out like you were.
It is. It's the one thing, because you could have the best day ever and create the most beautiful, wonderful, magical thing on earth and put it out there and try to show people positivity and happiness, and they'll be like, "Did you make this in MS Paint? What kind of message are you trying to send?" I'll give you an example. Have you seen any episodes of The Candy Shop? We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, that's the first. Wasn't that the first episode?
It was like, no, the first episode is just Frailey Fear. Hey, no more secrets. I'm here. The Candy Shop is its own thing that I'm working with a company called Whitestone Pictures, and it's about stopping pedophilia that's like running wild in Atlanta.
That's the one I watched. That's what I thought was the first episode.
Yeah, no, that's not the first episode. That's the first episode of The Candy Shop. So the first episode is Frailey Fear's Secrets. But yeah, that's cool that you guys watch that. It's trying to get people to stop, abducting kids and do terrible things to them. And I posted a thing on my Facebook about it, telling people, hey, this is what this for, is to promote, to stop that, because it's a terrible thing. It's like out of control in Atlanta, Georgia. And, there's 2 people that was like, this guy is promoting pedophilia. This guy is like talking about trying to, do bad stuff to kids.
So he didn't watch it all the way through. The first couple minutes, you kind of.
No, they didn't watch it at all. My brain
was like, whoa.
They didn't watch it. They didn't watch it at all. It was just on Facebook, and they seen the post, and they just went off the deep end. Yeah, and then all these people were coming to defend it, and then this same person, I blocked them. They used another profile, and like all of their friends came with them. So their agenda is misinformed information attacking me. That's why I say I don't like people's opinions. That's the one thing that I've ran into that's like, if something is said that's wrong, it catches like wildfire and you can't defend yourself. You just get caught up in the whirlwind where you're like trying to put out all these short fires. And it's like, you're never going to catch up.
I tell everybody my block button is strong.
Oh man, no, I'll put you in your place. I'll tell you to suck on my asshole. I don't care. I don't care. I don't put up with people's shit. Sorry, this still works, but I just need everybody to understand.
We got a banner down below. Viewer discretion absolutely advised.
Yeah, no, but like, hey, listen, kids. Moon Wolfman Waters wants to know your opinion doesn't fucking matter. On some things it does, but like if it's artwork and people are passionate about it and it's trying to change the world and make it a better place, think about things before you say something stupid.
For sure.
But yeah, that would be it. People's opinions. It's annoying. Annoying.
It all comes down to the word judgment. People thinking that they have the right to judge whoever they want, however they want, whatever they want.
But yeah, I think
we run into some of that as well in the field that we're in, you know.
Any
and
social media you're gonna
strong.
run into that.
I bet it's strong, right? Like, ghosts aren't real, motherfucker. What are you doing with your life? You hunting a bunch of Cheerios that look like ghosts that aren't ghosts, and they're just like, bitch, I'll slap you. This is my life. This is my life. No, I get it. I get it. And no, like it's a thing too that's like, I don't know, I just wish it would stop. I wish we could all just be, you know, more communicative. I feel like this generation that's here now. Okay, I'm gonna sound like an old timer. Everybody who was like 14 and younger, turn this shit off. Because I'm gonna talk about your generation in a terrible way. They're snowflakes. They never had their ass beat by their parents.
Yep.
That got abolished, man. My parents had me go out in the front yard and grab my own switch to get my ass whipped with. I got to pick which switch they were gonna bust my ass with.
Yep.
Isn't that fucked up? But like, no, like, and like that can't happen today. It's physical abuse. You can't discipline your children. You can't teach them values. You can't teach them, hey, like the way you're talking to somebody like this online, that's wrong. Don't do that. So now all these kids run rampant on the internet and there's like mega trolls and it's out of control. And I just want to spank all their asses.
Yep.
That makes sense?
I think the biggest thing with that, even more so than parent, or even more so than discipline, is with the internet and cell phones.
Respect.
All of that too. But you look at, there's a lot of cases where children are going online and the way that they speak to people and the way that they treat people is 100% different than the way that they act at home, because their parents are not monitoring what they're doing. They don't put any monitors on any of their devices and they just do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's like the babysitter now. Like Nintendo was my babysitter, you know, like the internet. The internet is now. Well, I'm just being honest, man. Like I grew up with Mario. Look at Zelda and Metroid's in my background. Look at that Dragon Ball Z, all that nerd shit. That was my babysitter. But like, yeah, that's their babysitter now. So it's like, and don't get it twisted. Anybody comes and starting some shit on Frailey Fear, I will block you. I will find out where you live, and it'll be like in that movie in Jay and Silent Bob. I'll show up on your doorstep with a manual and be like, "Did you say that I was a cocksucking asshole that sucks at making YouTube videos? Come outside. Are you old enough to get your ass beat?" You know, because it's different, man. People put their passion, their love, their life experiences in these projects and just things they've been through. And it's like, it's to change and help things, and people just crush it in like a half a second because everybody is so desensitized and they want it like now. They want satisfaction, gratification now. Like that's why you see all these YouTube shorts and all these TikToks. That's a like toxic place of like poison. Anytime I get on TikTok now, there's no positivity there. It's a bunch of hoochies with a big fucking cans shaking their ass to try and make money or get you to click on their videos.
Pretty much.
It's some thirsty women like that got a cosplay and they're trying to get clicks. That shouldn't be what TikTok's about, man. It should be about promoting positivity and helping people. But now it's some thirsty girl dressed up like Princess Zelda out there shaking her moneymaker. Sorry, went on a random tangent.
No, that's fine. So one of the great things I like about TikTok, when it comes to that, is if you scroll past those and you don't watch them and you don't like them and you don't interact, but you like it to interact with the positive ones, with the ones that are great, then you're going to get those are going to come onto your For You page instead of the.
Oh, I do that constantly. The only thing I watch Sunfire, the drummer. I watch Blink-182 videos, and I watch my buddies do like stand-up comedian. I watch inspirational Robin Williams videos because, oh my God, Robin Williams. Don't get me started.
My favorite.
Yeah. He's a lot of my influence in things too. Where the funny side is with Lazarus and Chavez, that's big, man. Like he was my hero growing up, and like he could just riff so much. So like I watch a lot of his inspirational stuff, and still get the thirst traps. They're still dropping bombs on me.
Just scroll.
Oh, I do. Unless they're wearing a sexy Chun-Li outfit, and that's not for a few seconds. What? We're all human, man. We all have desires and weird feelings. I'd be a liar if I didn't tell you the truth.
Yeah, they say there's different sides of TikTok you end up on,
Yeah, you can get up on the weird side that's like, hey, look, check out my cat. Just like I dropped a cucumber in front of it. It's freaking out. Or you could be on the side where there's music, or in the middle with all the other thirst traps. And then there's like Vampire City, and then there's Cosplay City over here. And then there's like the Nerd City. There's Wrestling Village on the left. There's like, it's all over the place.
Yep.
That's great. So another question was, what advice would you give to somebody trying to start their own channel, trying to get out there and do their own art, things like that?
Suffer. Go through some shit. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta fail.
Because you learn from, life experiences.
Was my reaction? I'm just like, you gotta suffer. What? You gotta eat some shit sandwiches, man. You gotta fail. You gotta fail.
Rolls off your tongue like right away.
No, that is because my first thing was Mikey Mayhem. It wasn't Frailey Fear. So I've been through this rodeo a few times. Okay. I had a podcast. I had other thing. It was hell. Like I went through. There's nights I sit up crying because I put so much energy and emotion into trying so hard, and I'm doing these live streams, and there's 3 people in my live stream that are just there, that are my friends, and I know they're sleeping and not watching because they're not reacting. That's depressing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I would say, if you're super passionate about it, learn as much as you can. Put yourself out there, make new friends. Because if you don't put yourself out there and try to make new friends and like do shows with people and make friendships and build bonds and learn as much as you can about how to get your stuff to grow, you're not going to go anywhere. You got to change. Change would be what I would say. You got to go through multiple changes, and it's going to constantly change. It's never going to stop. Failures and changes just on top of each other. And just keep building and stay positive. No matter what is said, no matter what is done, continue to push through all the negativity, because it's going to be a constant. It's going to be, you're going to feel like a failure. You're going to feel like if you don't get 1,000 subscribers within a week, you're going to be, well, you know what I mean? That's how I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to get, because I'm so funny and like, okay, not to brag, shoot my own horn, but from beep, I'm a funny guy. I figured if my content, Mikey Mayhem, was making people laugh, that was Robin Williams inspired, with the angry video game nerd type thing turned in there and wound together, I would have 10,000 subscribers in a month. That was unrealistic. But you know what I mean? I thought I would be doing good. Nope.
Well,
subscribers in 6 months.
The other thing is you also got to remember there are so many people out there that watch so many different things and have so many different tastes that it's not even funny.
And
yeah, it's a jungle. You just got to learn.
Networking.
Expect the change. Yeah, like I said, networking with friends. Always be trying to grow. Don't be scared to share your stuff with people. Get out there and just promote your stuff like old school punk rock bands did back in the day. Just push your product.
Walk around the club and just hand out your tape.
If you're going to the bar to go have drinks, make sure you got flyers and just be like, hey, you think shit's funny? Check this out. This is me. Just do it.
Wear your merch.
Yeah, be proud of your work. That's another thing I could say. Be proud of your work. Like, have a sense of entitlement in what you do. Love what you do. Be passionate about your work. And when negativity comes around, crush that shit. And then move on. Just build on top of that negativity with positivity. And just keep your positive momentum moving forward. Because if you sit there and dwell on that negativity, you're not going to do shit. You're just going to stay there and be stuck in a rut and all those negative thoughts. I only got 10 subscribers in 6 months. Fuck that. Crush that shit and be like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to get 5 subscribers. I can feel it. And then just keep building and learn how to get 5 subscribers and just don't give up. That's a big thing. Don't give up.
Exactly.
You got to suffer. Like I said, suffer.
Well, I think we're going to take a quick intermission. And then when we get back, we can talk about maybe your paranormal experiences.
Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah, because that's what you guys are into. Do I get to take my pants off at this segment? Is that cool? get excited, my pants come off. I'm just kidding. I just want to see what you guys were saying. I just want to keep you on your toes. I'm an asshole. I apologize.
You're fine. Wait till you meet Matt.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm excited. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Yeah. So I hope you guys are ready for some talk about some dogmen. I think they're dogmen. I don't know. I was a little kid, so we'll see. Maybe you guys will know what it is, or maybe you will know what it is, because it was
We've heard
weird.
lots. There's actual podcasts specifically for that. So I'll look at those for you guys next.
That would be awesome. Appreciate it. I'm so glad I've been on here. This has been fun with you guys. I look forward to the paranormal stuff now.
All right, we're going to take an intermission. We'll be right back. Welcome back. All right. So second half, I figured we could talk about what paranormal experiences you've been through or you've heard about. You were talking to us a little bit backstage before the show, so I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to touch on. So to start, how old were you when you had your first encounter with something paranormal, and what happened?
Well, on the Frailey Fear, go check Frailey Fear out on YouTube, all capitals, FRAILEY FEAR, Frailey Fear. Lots of cool, scary stories. There's a show called Chronicles from Underneath the Moon that's about paranormal stories when I was a kid and all my friends' experiences. And other people send us stories of their scary experiences. So make sure you send them in and come hang out and listen to our stories. And if anything that's happened sounds similar that happened to us, happened to you, make sure you send them in and we'll read them on our Chronicles of Underneath the Moon story. So yeah, whatever. Okay. Anyways, I was like 10 or 11. I don't remember. It's been so long ago. We lived in a place called Heron, Illinois. And this story is up on Chronicles from Underneath the Moon. It's episode 1. It's called The Hellhound of Heron, Illinois. And like I said, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think this is. Or maybe you know people that might know what it is. But so the thing that really bothered me about it was there was a guy that used to run around in a werewolf suit, and we knew it was a guy in a werewolf suit that was scaring kids. So that was the thing. But there was also this thing that looked like a fucking werewolf that would come to people's windows and like knock and scratch around the house. And like my friend said he's seen it one night, and I was like, you're full of shit. Don't be trying to mess with me, because my dad's an idiot, and we would have nights at our house. Well, my dad's not an idiot. I'm sorry, Dad. I love you. We would have like movies over at our house, and it would be like scary nights, and he would come out and be like, woo, scare us all, like me and the guys. And like, we would always watch wild shit. So imagination to children, you know, your shit starts going wild. And I'm thinking, my friends are telling me all these stories about seeing this creature that comes to their window and knocks, and is really tall. It's like 7 foot tall. And it scratches on their window and runs around the house and scratches the window and to and fro back everywhere. And like, I was like, nah, you guys are fucking with me. Like, so this is what happened. This is what I remember. I remember it being like midnight or like early. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. And like, I'm going to sleep. I have like a giant bunk bed. I don't know why my parents were like, hey, what kind of bed you want? I'm like, I want a bunk bed, so if I have friends over, they can sleep on top and I can sleep on bottom. We can play and hang out. And that was a thing back when we were kids. So I had that. So I hear here on my window. And back then it was like me and my friends used to play flashlight tag. So we would sneak out at like midnight. So that was a code to like, hey, I'm knocking on your window. When you come outside, we're going to play some flashlight tag with the friends. We won't play flashlight tag for very long because we're pussies. We're just going to hang out here for like 5 minutes. And then we're actually going to play Super Mario 3 at a safe, warm house and eat cookies. Scared of the dark. But it was like a really well lit night. I don't want to be the cliche guy that's like, it was a full moon. But it was like, it was a really well lit night to where it's like, you could see things really well, it's moving. So like the light was shining in my room. I get up, it kind of wakes me up. I hear the knocking and I go to look at my window, and it is not my friends knocking on the window. It is a large shadow that is well above my window frame. Like above my window frame. So like where our house is at is like probably, I'm 6'5". And so even me standing outside the window, you would be able to see my face in the window. This was like, you could see its chest. So I don't know how tall this thing was, but whatever it was fucking huge. And like, God, I sound like a psychopath.
No.
And like,
you're not the only one that's had this type of experience, so go ahead.
Oh, right on. Thank you. I appreciate it. That gives me a little more confidence. This is, I mean, because it's like I was a kid. I'm like, am I remembering this, or did I dream this? And it's like, no, this really happened when I got older, because I talked to some of my friends from back home, and they remember what I'm about to tell you. Yeah, so this thing's there, and it's just whistling, and I'm talking like weird shit whistles, like weird shit, and like moving back and forth, like by the window, and like it would like move from side to side, like it would, I don't know what the was going on, but it's terrifying. Like it'd put its hand on the window and like move down the window, and then it would like run to the side and stuff. So like
it's fucking with you.
Terrifying. For like a whole night that shit happened, and I thought it was done. I thought it was done, right? So what do you do when you're really scared and curious when you're a kid?
You did not go outside.
Oh, fuck no.
Okay.
I went to the window. What are you thinking? What the hell? You got some kind of brave courage that no man's ever seen before, because that's called psychotic. Wow. Hey man, you gotta keep her. She's got some nuts. Because that's insane. So if you're ever in a spot, you know, you got a brave person that you're in a relationship with, because that's psycho shit. No, didn't go outside. Okay, cool guess though. But you're wrong. I went to the window. There was nothing there. And of course I was curious. I'm like, man, am I seeing shit? Like, is it just a curtain moving right? Or my friends on one of them on another one's shoulder and they're fucking with me? You know what I mean? I didn't think about that. I was like, it's my friends. These assholes. Because we played pranks on each other like that constantly. Back in my day, we had games that are with names you can't say now, like smear the and like you're physical with each other. And like that was the thing. You beat the shit out of your friends and made fun of them if you wanted to be buddies back in the day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You teased them, and then like times are different now. But like, yeah, it was just so weird because I'm like, oh, it's just somebody on the shoulders. No. It was definitely so like this thing's gone. I go over to the window, look, nothing's there. I thought it was my friends, like I said, sitting on their shoulders. This thing rises up from under my window sill, and I'm like fucking eye to eye with this thing.
Nope.
Yeah, and I could see the fangs and like the saliva and whatever it had been eating stains on its face. I could smell it through the window pane. It smelled like defecation, urine, soured meat, like pork chops, like, and it was rough and terrifying. So,
gross.
Again, the things around my house scratching and like, you know, howls in the distance. And that, you know, my dad works 15 to 18 hours at a fucking factory, a plastic factory. So if I woke him up, I'm getting my ass beat. You know, that's just how it was. Like my dad, he wasn't a mean man. It's like, okay, my son woke me up because his imagination's running wild. I'll put you to bed. But it's like, I didn't even want to risk it. That was the thought that was running through my mind. My dad might not have done that because he was a really cool dad, but it's like, I didn't even want to take a chance.
No.
Yeah.
So I think my friends are fucking around. This continues to happen tonight. I don't want to go into further because like in the story, it said, I swear to God, this thing said my fucking name. I swear to God, it said my name.
Creepy.
Said my name. And like, oh man, and like I was so scared about it. I went to my friends and I asked them, hey, were you guys fucking with me? And they're like, what are you talking about? We've been camping all weekend. We haven't even been here. And I knew it then. I was like, oh my God, whatever this was fucking is real. So I went and go talk to my dad about it because my dad has like, he's a fisherman and a hunter and he knows creatures and he knows what would be around here and he knows all this other shit. And like, he's that guy, you know what I mean? He's like, you take my dad with you to go hunting if you want to learn how to hunt shit and like do some shit like that. And he knows the wildlife area and what it could be and what it could possibly be and what it couldn't be. So like he starts telling me stories about him fishing at this Johnson City lake. It used to be called Arrowhead Lake, where he would put his boat and he would fish in several different spots. That he seen something very similar that was eating his fish he had on a stringer one night. And that solidified it for me. And I was like, fuck, man, there are things like this out in the world. There's creatures, because my dad wouldn't lie to me. He looked me dead in my face and was very serious about it. And was like, whatever you do, if you hear or see shit like this, stay away from it, Michael. And I was like, my dad, okay, I'm just gonna, for everybody, my dad smoked a lot of pot. Okay. So I had to take everything he said with a grain of salt sometimes. And I was like in tears when I'm asking him about it because I was so fucking scared. I was a kid, man. Yeah. You know, and like he affirmed everything that I said. And it may not have been the same creature that was our house, but it was something that was really similar that was eating the fish. And he went around the truck, got his rifle with him because he always took his rifle with him everywhere he went, and got in his car, and it looked at him when he was backing out, and he fucking jetted. So like that's instance number 2, more fear setting in, right? So guess what we did? I told my friends about it. Guess what we did? Just give a good educated guess. What do you think? Give me a
went to the place where he was fishing.
No.
Okay. You guys tried to stay up super late and see it.
Bang.
See, why can't I think of that stuff?
Okay, so
just say what me and my friends would have done.
Yeah. So like we were playing flashlight tag. That's what we did. There was like 7 of us. And I was pretty shitty friend because I didn't tell some of the other kids that this is what we were doing. I told like 3 of them.
Oh no.
I know, asshole, right? I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Poor Jimmy's out there with no idea, and all of a sudden, what?
No, this is what's gonna get scary. You guys, and like it still fucks me up to this day because I miss him. Yeah. Like, so we're out here. All of us are close friends. My close friends that I told are Ryan, Brett, Jeremy, and Nick. Okay? So remember that. Ryan, Brett, Jeremy, and Nick. And the other 3 are Derek, Jasper, and Will. And they don't know shit. Okay? So they're all fucking around. And I don't know if you know flashlight tag, but it's pretty much like hide and seek with flashlights.
Yep.
So, and if you get tagged, you help the person with the flashlight find the other people. So, all of us are in my garage and Jeremy's out in the field. That's not how it works. You're all supposed to hide different places. So, we're all in the garage. The people that know about it, well, the other 3 are fucking off doing whatever. I guess they're hiding, sucking each other off. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. My friends, you know, being weirdos. But let me see. Yeah. Me, Ryan, Nick, and Brett are in the garage. Jeremy is in the middle of the field making funny noises and shit with a flashlight, moving it around and being like, come on, guys. I got like a Rice Krispie treat. If you guys come out, I'll share it with you. I don't want to do this. I want to go play Super Mario 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like, but then there's a giant willow tree in my backyard. And you just see this giant fucking thing move like 100 yards to the willow tree. Whatever it was went right under the willow tree. And Jeremy, say like my Zelda poster is the willow tree. Like right here is Jeremy. So he sees the thing and he drops his flashlight and we just see him drop the flashlight and the light hit the fence, right? He takes the fuck off. We don't see him take off. We're looking at whatever the fuck's in the willow tree. Okay? Yeah. So, okay. It gets worse. We're worried about our friend. So what do? We go out there and look for our friend. All right? So I, like a dumbass, go out there. This thing has moved somewhere else already. It's so fast that we are cornered. It has us cornered. Yeah, it's nuts, right? I didn't think about it when I was a kid, but this thing strategically cornered us. Like we're trapped in the fence to where we either have to go this way to where it's at or go back this way where it could catch us by a fence. And I see it and I just can't. Have you ever had those dreams where you're just like, you can't breathe and you're trying to punch somebody that's in slow motion or you can't move?
Yes.
Something bad's happened to you and you can't stop what's happening and you can't yell or scream or nothing. You're trying as hard as you can and nothing's coming out. That's what the fuck was going on with me. I just felt like I had an immense pressure weight on me and I couldn't do anything. I was stuck. So like I was just waving my hands and I dropped my flashlight and it exploded in the road. And my fucking friends over by the fence seen it, heard it. They're like, what are you doing waving your, oh shit. They seen it because it was behind us closing in. So like we run around the fence, all of us, and we're right here on the side of the fence, like a picket wooden fence.
Yeah.
So I tell my friends, like, hey, listen, we're all gonna have to go separate ways, and we're not gonna fucking survive this. We're not gonna live.
No.
Yeah. No. So like my friend Brett, his house isn't that far away. It's like literally a block away from where we're at. We could see his house, and it's always unlocked, his front door. So Brett just takes off running and like screaming, goes right to his house, opens the doors inside. Like he wasn't fucking around. He wasn't playing no games. He was terrified. He probably shit his pants. He's a weird kid. So like, and then my friend Ryan does like the zigzag thing and like went around the block. This thing come around the other side of the fence and was watching him. It could have fucking got him, but it didn't. which makes me think, if this thing's saying my name, it fucking wants me. It's not worried about these other fucking guys.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So there's 2 of us left. All right. Okay. So my friend is shaking so bad and not saying anything. I'm talking like, what are we gonna do, bro? Bro, is this real, bro? Are you fucking with me, bro? I'm talking like having a nervous breakdown type shit. Like his heart was beating. He was like white, like pillow flush white. Like, oh my God. And like he pissed his pants. Yeah, he pissed his pants. And like, so we hear the claw marks coming down the fence and hear it coming around right to where we are. I'm like, dude, I am just going to push you up over this fence. We're going to go inside and call the cops, right? Nope, it's right there. It sees us. I just grabbed his arm and took off running. And I like, it's like somebody who's a little bit like, I was like 6 foot when I was in 6th grade. I was a pretty big kid. So he's a smaller friend. I just grabbed his wrist and took off running. So it was like a rag, like just drifting in the wind. I'm like, come on, buddy. And like the whole way I can hear this thing, like heavy breathing, it like running behind us. And I swear to God, man, this thing had to be right on our ass because I felt it. I felt it. We got inside and shut the door and locked it. And everybody was just like, what are we doing? What the fuck was that? Like, what happened? So we're trying to like drink things to calm down. It was 3 a.m. when all this happened. We get our friend a change of clothes. We sit around and talk about if this really happened. Was it a figment of my? And it was. There's no way, right? There's no way. Whatever this was wanted us, and it was maybe after me specifically. So we get in there. We're calming down. Jeremy. Forgot about Jeremy. He was the first one that took off. Yeah. So he didn't make it. We went to his parents' house because we forgot. We thought he made it home. We went to his house and like asked his dad where he's at. And he's like, hey, if you guys are looking for Jeremy, he's not here. I don't know where he's at. He left a note saying he's playing flashlight tag with you guys like he normally does. And he's not here. So, and we didn't see the Jeremy for that week. We didn't see Jeremy for 2 weeks. We didn't see Jeremy for 3 weeks. We didn't see Jeremy for a month. But they found Jeremy's clothes, his glasses broken, stains around the clothes, and looked like where he'd been drugged and something ate him alive. And I'm not fucking with you. This is not a made up story. Like, this is very real and uncomfortable. So
that sucks.
Yeah. No, it scarred me for like life. So like I can't watch werewolf movies. I can't go out at night. So if I hear whistles or like the wind just the right way near my window or like scratches or anything, instantly my asshole is like I can't. I'm
like as the dolphins.
Gotta make a joke about it, but it's like pucker time, right? Like, and like, dude, I almost just cried talking about Jeremy because it bothers me. But I mean, I don't know what that is.
To me, it almost sounds like a cryptid. Have you ever heard of a what is it, a skinwalker?
Yeah.
Skinwalkers are a Native American thing, and they are able to take the form of animals.
Yeah.
And it's not like regular animals. It's like hybrid, like between man and animal is like the legend.
You could look it up and I'll get more information.
Yeah. But the scary thing is, if this was a skinwalker or how the hell did it know my name? Is it possible that my dad was friends with one of these things and it was like using my dad to get to me?
Well, they have all kinds of things that they think about. You know, some people think that they have some type of telekinetic abilities. Some people believe that they have, there's so many things about the lure of all different kinds of cryptids. So you'd have to do some research, to figure out exactly. And you could throw that in there when you're researching. How do they know, what cryptid can do this and this and this and know people's names, things like that, and see if that narrows it down for you.
And Matt Barron's wife might be able to help you more because she actually goes into the cryptids a lot. Actually, she does crap tons of research on them.
Way more about it than we do.
Sorry, I got a little shook up there, but it's like that's my friend when I was a kid that passed away from this, and like that's their story, and like it's just insane to me, and nobody to this day still believes this. And you know what's crazy? Like my brother came to me like 10 years ago and was asking me about this thing. Like they had seen it, him and his friends.
Still?
Yeah, like in the area where we grew up. So like my parents live now, like literally a block away from the house we used to live at where all this shit happened. And my brother will come there to visit. I have a younger brother. And at the time, 10 years ago, he would have been like 16. And he was still there living with mom and dad. I went to visit and he's talking to me about this shit. And still today, there are people who talk about this thing and weird shit's going on. People go missing in that area. Like
there's something there then.
Yeah.
What's it? Can I ask what it's called?
It's just called the people in the area call it the Hellhound of Heron, Illinois. Because people have seen it.
Heron, Illinois?
Yeah. People have seen it, but they said they've seen it all over the place. It's not just Heron. So like in the surrounding area of southern Illinois. Yeah. So like, and there's multiple stories from like towns away of like it like killing animals, but it's like mainly the main thing is kids. It doesn't attack adults. I don't know why. I don't know why if it's smarter. It's like they think it's like you know what I mean? Kids can't think as quick. They're more susceptible to run out there and believe like we were. We're like, oh, cool. It's
easier prey.
They don't have that developed sense of safety, so they're more curious.
Whereas where I would have told my dad, he would have went and got a shotgun in his underwear and blown this thing to hell. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Thank you for listening to my story and not being like, wow, that's really not true. You're an asshole.
No, never.
We've heard lots of stuff.
Similar stuff.
Maybe not to that extreme. I've never talked to anybody that has known somebody killed by one.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But
I've heard of cryptids.
Encounters.
Yeah, we've heard lots of encounters with cryptids. Like Mothman of like from West Virginia.
Yeah.
There's people that specialize on that. There's what is it? The Jersey Devil. There's another one there.
Of course, Bigfoot.
So
Bigfoot's a cryptid. You know, there's all kinds.
Yep.
Yeah. So like the crazy thing now is after experiencing all that, I live in Eastern Kentucky. I go back and forth to Chicago. Whatever's going on with the dogmen out here, this is like a heavy hotspot for this shit. And I am terrified because whatever happened at Land Between the Lakes, like somebody got mauled, the whole family. I just found out about this shit. Like my fiance took me out there and was like, this is Land Between the Lakes. And we went out there. It's daytime, thank God. And like there was a ranger out there and he's like, hey, there's stuff going on. You guys can't go out there. I'm talking like federal vehicles all everywhere.
Yeah. FBI, yeah.
And then then we leave. And then I find out this documentary about like a whole family got like mutilated out there, and this place has been known for dogman activity and is still known for this shit today. And there's like a werewolf problem or dogman problem out here, and I'm like, I can't escape this shit.
Nobody has trail cam set up. Like,
oh yeah,
have like 100 trail cam set up.
No. There's a group of people. God, you gotta forgive me. I can't remember their name. It's like a girl that has blue hair and her husband that looks like Uncle Fester but attractive, and like, sorry. I always state the obvious things. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. But like, and they're really smart and they take like night cams and temperature. They can read everything. And they've seen silhouettes of a temperature gauge to where you could see this thing. And it was like pointy ears, it was bipedal, and it was very large and had claws that were very like, you could see them, and it was moving through the forest, watching them.
To me, that sounds like the Skinwalker cryptid what it sounds like. And honestly, the Skinwalkers, a lot of them are known to take the shape of a wolf.
But Brandon, it could be. So there's legends about both, and who's to say that they're not actually the same thing?
What exactly is a skinwalker? Like, what is the definition of a skinwalker? Because I've heard different things, and I've seen all these TikToks and YouTube videos of like, the reason why I don't believe in a skinwalker theory, and I believe it was probably a dog man, because I feel like that's more environmental, biological could be, and these things just hid in the cracks and pass through. Unless you want to go into some weird sci-fi thing like they do out on Skinwalker Ranch, where it's like there's portals and these things are walking through the shit. Like, I don't think it's that. I think it's a biological thing, because like I don't know about skinwalkers, and then like I'm not gonna say that it is because I have no clue what the hell they are. Oh, hello, Liz. By the way, sorry. Yeah, it just blows my mind that like this is a thing that other people are experiencing that's happening, because like it's been so well hidden and put away. Like apparently when all that shit happened out at Land Between the Lakes, there was like government stuff set up with like fences, and they had an area with cameras where they were surveying whatever the was going on out there, and they had little like what is it called, like areas where you can like view stuff. It's like just a building specifically made for that with bulletproof glass. What area do you know that is a national park that just has a little thing with tubes specifically made with bulletproof glass and a whole area with barbed wire where they have cameras set up to watch something in a national park that just has birds and squirrels?
Yuck.
I'm telling you, man, I've done so much research on this because I've been so frightened about it, and I feel like I'm going to run into one of these things again, and I don't want to.
Well, obviously, no, nobody would want to.
But like, it blows my. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like, what is the definition of a skinwalker? Because like I say, and I seen TikToks of this girl that was like, "There's a skinwalker outside of my apartment," and like she's got the video, and it's obviously her playing the video of like, "Hey, I filmed this," and it's her saying her name. You know what I mean? People can't be that dumb.
That's the thing, is there's so many fake videos out there.
Yeah,
it's hard to find anything that's actually truth, and that's what kind of puts a bad name on even the paranormal field in general, is because you've got all these people faking crap, so that when a real team actually gets real proof, everybody's like, nah, that's probably fake too.
You're right. They try to find immediately. That's the first thing. It's like, it's fake. Let's try to find things to debunk it that make it fake.
Yeah.
That's why most paranormal teams, any good paranormal team, does their best to debunk everything for themselves before they air it.
Yeah.
We found a lot of stuff that we're like, oh, that's so cool. And then we find, and we go through the process of debunking, and we're like, well, we can't put it on because we don't know for sure. And then we're pretty sure it's, this, it could be this.
Yeah. I was under the impression that skinwalkers are witches. Like they were.
Kind of. Skinwalkers they are supposed to be very high in the rankings in Native American, like witch doctors.
This is what your parents told you, right?
Oh, I researched them as well.
Okay.
And what it is you reach a certain point and you pretty much are able to get the powers. Like I said, it's Native American beliefs. Yeah. But I have never gone actually looked into it.
Yeah.
We've never done a lot of research on them, just the kind of skimming the surface.
Well, I mean, also, isn't it when you do research like that, doesn't that kind of open the door to hey, these things are going to fuck around with you? Right?
And everybody that reads the Bible would get messed around with from angels and demons.
That's true.
You can do research on anything, really.
But I mean, I just have this weird fear that's like the Slender Man theory. Like, if you continue to talk about him and do research about him, that fucker pops up.
Well, there's a theory behind that too, that you can
because it's like you want to see it.
You can create with your own energy and your own thoughts something. You can manifest something from your own energy and your own fears. That's a
good question I have. At what point does it become you're opening the door because you're looking so much and you're trying so hard that you want it to be a reality and want it to be like that you reveal yourself to these things, and then they're like, oh, okay, so this dude, all right, we're gonna.
That's why you really should have protection and like we do. I have We do prayer. We have certain prayers that we pray before we go into a place, before we do anything specific. I have a lot of stones that I have. Anytime you go investigating anything, you should have some type of protection based in your faith.
Nice.
So whether it be
I need some of those, buddy.
Christianity or something else.
Tiger's Eye is known to protect you from negative energy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good to know. Because I had a friend who just went out, and he's a YouTuber. He just went out and sat under a tree all night after hearing some wild shit in his backyard and filmed it. And that's mistake number one. So this thing, whatever it was, followed him out in this open field, and he has like footage of it, and it's pretty crazy.
One rule that we follow in paranormal: you don't ever go by yourself.
Well, people their nuts get swollen or something, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this," and it's like nobody has common sense these days. I feel like nobody has common sense these days. Like even me at 10 years old, I was like, "Okay, going out here and looking for this thing and trying to play flashlight tag might be dumb, but I'm doing it."
For us, well, even when we do like the Boyd house, it's 3 stories or 4 if you count the attic.
3 stories.
1, 2, 3. Well, 4 if you count the attic.
Yeah.
And so the rule is nobody goes by themselves. Even if somebody has to go and grab more batteries, you bring a buddy. Everybody has to have somebody with them because you never know,
Well, another big thing is if you go into an investigation that you really don't know all that well, I mean, there could be something there that could be wanting to be harmful.
Mm-hmm. Like it's trying to provoke you.
Yeah.
That's another thing we talk about too, is when you go into somewhere, even if you're doing research like you guys do, or you have done, to go into it with a positive mindset, let everything else, anything negative in your life go, and just kind of clear your head before you go into something, because they can, if you come across something negative, it can feed off your emotions.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you like? Because I want to continue to look at. Okay, so here's the goal. It's like a big spoiler. I'm going to do like a documentary on these things.
Oh, for
like
sure.
I have the equipment, I have the ability. I have people lined up to do interviews that are right around the surrounding area that have had interactions with these things, and people that are younger that have had interactions with these things. Like
I would.
Yeah, like what do you think is the best course of action when I'm talking to these people with their experiences? Probably number one, let it be daytime. When I'm filming and doing the interviews.
Oh, the interviews? You don't have to do that outside even. You could do it in a studio.
Well, I mean,
or you could, do it in their house, or
Yeah. Well, I'm saying either way, like that way when we're done, it's still daytime and I don't go, because I feel like nighttime is a component of, hey, these things come out or more active for some reason at night than they would be daytime. Because you don't hear a lot of people that are like, a skinwalker came in the middle of my yard while my neighbor was outside watching me do laundry and just ripped me in half. I don't know.
Telling the story if they were ripped in half.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like he took my best Sunday dress, and now there's a skinwalker out there running around with a polka dotted mermaid dress. I don't know. but like whatever that thing was, man. I think it's one of those things that I will never forget.
Yep.
Oh,
and it still haunts me to this day. And it's like I'm connected to this thing now, whatever it is. Whether I want to be connected to it or not, I am, unfortunately. So like answers would placate my desire to feel better. I need clarity. I need answers. I need solid, tangible. I could feel it, see it.
Yep.
Because that's the kind of weirdo I am.
Closure for your friend.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, what am I going to tell his parents? You know what his parents told when we told him this story? His parents kicked us out, and we never have talked to them again. So not only did it end our relationship with our friend, we haven't talked to his parents and had a relationship with them since this happened. And we were close. We were all close. And then all of the families stopped talking to each other. And we ended up like not being as much friends anymore, not talking to each other and hanging out. I moved to a completely different town. These guys moved away too and went to other places because they didn't want to be there.
Well, yeah. Now it's a related, it's attached to a traumatic event.
Yeah. So, but thanks for listening to my wild ass.
No worries. I do have one other question.
Yeah, of course.
Let you go. Have you ever had any paranormal experiences, like spirit-wise?
Just getting drunk on Halloween and falling down in a pile of weird, like, high C ecto cooler count as a paranormal experience. No,
Not really.
Yeah, I would think so. I think my friend where he lived, when there was a house that I know something was there, and they called it like oh god, I don't want to say the name wrong, but it was sort of like this thing was opening cabinets.
Poltergeist?
I don't know what it was, man. They called it some sort of weird witch thing, and like they had pictures of it, and it looked like an old lady, like in a like yeah, it was very defined, and like
It could just be a malevolent, meaning not actually like a poltergeist or anything.
Negative.
Not a demon or anything crazy like that. It could just be a malevolent, which basically means, to me, it means negative spirit, angry spirit.
yeah. Well, they had somebody come out there and like bless the house with sage, made shit worse.
Yeah, because that can happen.
It agitated whatever the hell that was, and because like Josiah woke up with like scratches all over his back, and we weren't doing anything around shit to have scratches on him.
Yeah. So we don't like, that's something we learned early on, is you never just go in and do what you read on the internet. So I go out and I contacted team, or specifically one team that's been open for a very long time, has done lots of house cleanings, lots of people cleansing if they've had an attachment and stuff like that, before we tried to go in and cleanse a house or cleanse a person. Yeah. You don't just start saging everything. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Hey Jason, what's up? That's one of my buddies. He's a friend of Fear. Thanks for coming in, Jason. No, I mean, haven't we all? At some point we've seen something weird and spooky that we probably could like put that in that category. And it just there's different categories and different variances of how intense it was and how much it wasn't. You know what I mean? It could be small instances when you were a kid where you just wake up and hear something and you see a weird shadow move, or it could be like, hey, I know I put this here, and then it's gone, and then it shows up the next day. I'll tell you one thing. My parents had a Ouija board when I was a kid, and they fucking put it in the closet. And my dad swears to this day that he threw that motherfucker out in the street at the trash can, and it ended back in the closet the next night and was shaking the closet. And he took it out and burned it, and it came back outside after he burned it. And he said that he fucking had the whole house blessed, like a priest came and everything. That thing didn't show back up, but like, yeah. And then like, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh yeah, my speaking spell. I could swear to God, my speaking spell was haunted.
What's a speaking spell?
The little handheld thing that they had way back when we were kids. You'd push the letters on and it would spell things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or my Teddy Ruxpin. That was terrifying. I love my Teddy Ruxpin. But then, like, I don't know what spirits have to do with electronics, but they
can manipulate them.
Yeah, like I always had an uneasy feeling in that house, man, and I don't know what was there. So like, it's another thing. I feel like I've had lots of like run-ins with like paranormal stuff. I know I've had friends like when we got older do stuff with a Ouija board and like ask things, and I was like, I'm out. I don't want to do this. I got uncomfortable.
We won't touch Ouija boards.
See, my thoughts on the Ouija board is I won't touch one because I don't feel like I have the knowledge or the capabilities to open it properly, close it properly. You know, I don't know enough about it, and I don't want to let something out. Well, whereas if you talk to like some other people, like I know Ken Allen's talked about it on his show and stuff. If you know what you're doing, it can just be like another piece of equipment, or just another game.
Well, the biggest thing is if you don't know how to use it, you can end up leaving a doorway open.
Well, yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, see all you people at home, don't be going out there like Dean and Sand from Supernatural, get your ass killed. Like, just because Silver kills shit in the show doesn't mean that's gonna stop whatever's going on.
Just throw salt in everybody's eyeballs. That works.
Ninja Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, there's lots of stuff, man. Like I don't know. We've went out to graveyards before, and I felt weird feelings out there.
Did you
Didn't know
ever use the
nothing
spirit box?
happened, but it was like an overwhelming, weird. Like when it's the middle of summer and it's hot as hell. I'm talking like 108 degrees at night, and you go to a graveyard, and then there's no wind, and it just gets like 32 degrees out of like that, and
Yep.
you get a chill, and everybody else is like, "Do you guys feel like depressed and gloomy, or like feel sticky and weird? Like you just don't want to be here, and it's really cold. Like I'm cold. Like I need a jacket, cold." And it's like, let's get the fuck out of here. You know?
Have you ever used a spirit box?
No. I didn't see that until this is when I was like 14 or 15, just going out, and like Ghost Hunters hasn't come out or none of that. I know nothing
Back
about
then,
that world.
there wasn't really much.
Yeah, this was
unless you were going to use an actual radio and just keep turning the dial.
Yeah. So back, if you could probably guess my age from what I've said I was around and the things I've associated myself with, you know, I'm no young spring chicken. So like 90s was my prime time. And like that stuff didn't come out till like the mid 2000s, the proper technology for that kind of thing. So if you were like trying to figure out if there's something there, it's like stick your finger out, which way's the wind blowing? There might be a ghost over there. It could be over here. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell. And like if there was weird shit around you, you had to use your vision and kind of just guesstimate. And did I see something? Was it my imagination, or was it? Did you guys see the same thing I saw? And then you would just, you know, get your friends, and that would be it. And then sit around and tell the stories and try to figure out what you can.
Yeah, honestly, cold spots is a big one in the paranormal. We've had times where we ran into them, and you could actually put an actual like digital thermometer gun.
Yeah, we've got some equipment,
and you can see that it's colder in one area than anywhere else around it.
That's so freaky, man. So freaky.
It's fun.
Yeah, but that's a world that I hope somehow someday that we figure out what's going on. Like if it's people trying to talk to us that are like our family or ancestors or just anybody who could be, you know, I have friends who believe in there's alternate realities, that they're stuck in these realities and they're trying to escape their own like what is it called?
Purgatory?
Yeah, they're trying to get out of their problems and escape into our world, and it's like a hiding space. And then I know friends who are scientists that think of the same thing they do on Skinwalker Ranch, where there's like portals that lead to another world. They come here, and these things are hiding, and then doing whatever they need to do for energy, and then going back through these portals. There's all kinds of stuff, man. I could tell you stories for days about me and my friends that have had like paranormal fishing experiences and crazy things, but I mean, we don't got enough time. Maybe next time I come back, I'll have another cool story.
For sure. We can book another show.
This has been fun.
Yeah, for sure. I liked learning all about your stories. That was a really touching story. Like it's really cool, but at the same time, that's really sad.
Yeah, the thing is, the one thing I would say that I learned from my story is these things are real. Don't properly investigate these things unless you have the proper equipment and safety techniques down, and you have a system, a buddy system, and like, don't go out looking for these things. Like, you know, if you're inexperienced, like what you've seen on these TV shows, yeah, that's cool. Those guys are professionals. I'm sure there's even the guys that are on Ghost Hunters, they get sick and weird shit happens to them. They don't show you what happens after the show goes off the air, and Zach Bagans has to go to a priest because something is attached to him and get it taken off of him and get blessed. They don't show you that shit. So like cryptids and things like this, I feel like they're out there, they're real. Please, people, don't go out there trying to investigate this stuff and be, like I said, Dean and Sam, and hurt yourself. They're very real. You could get hurt, and please be safe.
100%. Well, thanks for coming on and talking to us. It's been a really good show. Your links are in the comments. So I could pull it up one more time.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody can get it.
If you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe to Frailey Fear. There's more paranormal stories, like I told you, from when I was a kid. Like it's called Chronicles from Underneath the Moon. Those are all the paranormal stories from me when I was a child, and my friends and people who have had similar experiences when they were children growing up, because I don't know why, but that seems to be a running theme that a lot of people have stories about wild shit that happened to them when they were kids. And then sometimes it manifests itself into their adult age and they're like, did I remember this right? Oh my God, this is real. I should go back and talk about this. So these are the stories. And, you know, my name's Moon, and then all this stuff is happening under the moon. And sometimes you don't get to see it in the moonlight. So we bring it to the light so you guys can see and hear it.
Awesome. Well, you have a good night, and thanks for coming on again. And I will touch base with your team for the next podcast you guys are scheduled for.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a good one. Thanks.
All right. You too. Bye, guys.
Keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Rising up like the moon, elevating the mood, uplifting attitudes, cause that's what we choose to do. And I don't know about you, but there's enough negativity going around with plenty room to improve. Yeah, sometimes we collide with stress and negativity. We always let it slide. It's an elevated vibe, so fly. We touch the sky every time we ride. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Now roll back time. Tell me what you find. You're gonna see the same sucker MCs on the sidelines. In the fourth quarter when it's do or die time. That's when this crew is inclined to go prime time. From day one straight till it's done. But you all know full well that we only just begun. Yeah. We stick together, one for all for one. When it gets heavy, no, we don't cut and run. Crazy thinking about the places that we